from another planet? Is Janet 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 from another planet?
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
Rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
That cracks me up every time I see it. But I just want to say hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Shit Show. Orange Hat is going to be late. He had to pick up his nephew or something like that. And Bruce might be stopping in, so I'm excited about that. But I want to say hi to everybody. Let's see who's here right now. Okay, Jackie stopped in earlier, and she might be back if she gets a chance. But I want to say hi to Six Nations. Hello, thank you for stopping in. Hi, baby girl. You're always welcome here. Hi, Soy-Based Jeremy. Thank you so much. And there's a few over on Rumble and on my X. So thank you for stopping in. So today I was wanting to start off with, I wanted to ask you how you're doing first real quick. Sorry, Ruben.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm okay. I was dealing with a lot. It's my third week here in the rehab location, and I'm leaving tomorrow, going back to my location where I'm resident. It's not my home. And just, trying to put things together, because it's been a very rough 3 weeks with, unknown. My condition just, changes. It's like MS. So it's like multiple sclerosis, but it's concentrating more on nerve and muscle. So what I determined what happened is that I had a nerve storm in my body that caused my veins and to torque and to switch, which caused a lot of problems, and have this blood pressure problem right now that I'm trying to rectify. So I'm doing it without a medication and just, more meditation. So I said, you know what? Instead of me going back home right after I went to the hospital, come here, and I just didn't have to do a thing. They feed me, they do everything, 3 meals a day. I'm just like that. So it's just a lot to go through. But now I have to go on to the next step, is continue the healing process, talk to the doctors, see what else they can do. And I've already reached out to them regarding the what they call it. I know. Yeah. No shit. What's up? It's a hospital curtain. It's like, and then I have they looked at the tumor that I have here. They said they can remove it, so that has to try and get that taken care of too. So I'll be better than I've ever been. So I'm glad being here. Happy Friday, everybody. But we are still in the shit show, and it's certified shit today.
Yep. And the thing is I want everybody to see that I'm wearing my Socialism Sucks shirt, because I definitely don't want us to become socialists. And I'm wearing my USA earrings, and I'm wearing a flag around my neck because I'm supporting our country and us fighting for her. trying to keep her from communists taking over and becoming socialist or whatever they want to do to us, which we don't know because nobody wants to tell us anything. But the thing is that it just seems like week after week, and the Democrat convention starts next week, right? Next Monday or something. So we'll find out for sure whether or not this person I can't stand is going to be president or running for president, if you know what I'm saying. But the first thing I wanted to start with, which was I saw this a couple weeks ago, I guess about a week before the Olympics stopped. It was the first time I saw it, and it just chapped my ass. It really pissed me off. And I've been trying to think of what I could do about it, because I see this kind of stuff every so often. So I want to share this, and then I'm going to give this person an award. Or should I put the award out first? But I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. Oh, it just ticks me off. Let's see. I think this one's it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. I don't know if anybody's seen this before, but this is LeBron James, and a young boy or young man comes up to him and wants a photo with him. And this is how he treats him. This is right after the Olympics. Let me make sure it's turned up. Here we go. I think there's sound. When you get too big that you can't even get a picture with a kid, you're a dick. So because of that, I decided to give him an award, and here it is. Massive Dickhead Award to the massive dick that can't even sign an autograph while he's walking into a building with a kid that's just standing there and wants his picture. Still looks up to him even though he's a prick. So hope he enjoys his award. What an asshole. So it just really pissed me off when I saw that. I had to come up with something. So I did that today. I worked on making my own little snap video or whatever. But I also have another thing I want to play to give everybody a laugh about the situation that we're basically in every day. If you go to work or you shop or you live near a big city, I'm sure you're going to meet many of these people. So let me play this one. I think it's funny. But let's see. What's the name of it again? Okay.
You can click off Soy Boy Already Sing.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me get this up here. Sorry, I can only read and do a couple things at a time. Here it is. I love this. This is really good. Oh, we're going to push pause. Started. I don't know if anybody's seen this, but it's really funny.
Yeah, you can remove my thing now, so it's easier to see.
Is it what?
Remove Soy Boy's Jeremy's message so you can see
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. That's what you were saying. Let me do that real quick. So terrible at this stuff. There we go. All right. Here we go. I'm going to push play.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Take a deep breath. You had a surgery. You've been under anesthesia, but you're okay. We're gonna get you out of here. What's going on? Well, you had an event, and we had to operate, but you're gonna be okay. Why is my rear end killing me? We had to perform an emergency intracranial rectal removal. And the worst part is, this has been happening a lot. This is the second time you've been in the hospital because your head has been up your ass. I need to ask you something. Are you a Democrat?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay.
I was in the union about 20 years ago.
Okay. Oh, slow down. We don't want that head to go back up there. All right? This happens a lot with liberals. Your beliefs and the way you vote affects the way your head relates with your butthole. And it'll just go right up there and block reality.
But we gotta be loyal and no matter
whoa, shush. It'll happen right as I'm sitting here. It's not pleasant to watch. So I want you to take a look at this. That is the Constitution. Now look at it, read it, and that's going to affect the way you see the world. Welcome aboard. I'm also going to write you a prescription for a couple of old Ronald Reagan speeches.
I just think that was so funny. So I wanted to share it with everyone in case you hadn't seen it before. It's just, every so often I see something like that and I'm like, oh, okay, see, there are people that are talented and funny that actually post things that, well, this puts a smile on your face. So you realize you're not the only person that thinks about all the assholes with their heads up their ass. So I just want everybody to see it. But had you seen that before?
Yeah.
Oh, you had? I had never seen it. I just thought it was so good.
I talked to the very old.
It is? Really?
Oh, yeah.
I just saw it yesterday for the first time, and I was like, well, that is really fun. Now, I've seen the guy that was laying in the bed.
Yeah,
I've seen him in lots of stuff,
Right.
but I had never seen that actual video, but I thought it was really good. I'm like, oh, my God, I cannot believe I had seen this before.
That's from the Obama era. Jesus. It's been a long time.
What?
That's from Obama's time in office. That's a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
I know.
surprised because I hadn't seen it. But it's nice to be on a platform that so many people are sharing. I'm seeing stuff from both sides, but it's like it just flows. It's like a roller coaster, but it's a free flowing stuff. I never saw that when I was on Facebook. It was always just their side or people's recipes and stuff like that. That was it. You never really got to see anything based on my point of view. And every time I try to post certain things, I got in trouble for it. So that's why I'm not on there anymore. And I never will be on there again because they're just very biased. But the first thing I wanted to talk about, which I thought was a really, really good interview, was I wish I could do these in order. I just don't know how to do that. I wish I could, though.
You put tab.
It just doesn't work that way for me. Okay, here it is. All right, here we go. This is an interview with the wife and daughters of Corey Commodore, the hero, and they speak out for the first time since he lost his life at the Trump rally shooting. And the family is saying they blame his death on the lapse in security at the event, and they're demanding justice for his death. So I wanted to share this with anyone who hadn't seen it. I haven't watched the whole thing all the way through, but their family deserves people to hear their point of view on what happened. They were there. I was not. Okay. So the only way for us to find out what they went through is to hear from them. It's like all those people back there behind Trump, they all have the right to tell people what they saw. If they have stuff on their cameras, they should be able to show it. There's nobody in the government should have the right to tell any of these people whether they agree with what happened or disagree or any of that. They have the right to voice their opinion, I feel, because they were there. Okay. And I would like to hear what they have to say about a historical event like what they went through that day. And every single person sitting up there in all three of those things could have gotten killed. I mean, that's something that's a fact. And I think they have the right to say something. So I want to play this for everybody. Make sure it's at the beginning. Okay.
When the shots rang out in Butler Township, one man immediately dove to protect his wife and daughters. Corey Comparator put himself between the bullets and his family, and one of those 8 bullets fired struck Corey in the head. As America watched Secret Service scramble to protect former President Trump, Corey was taking his last breath.
He definitely was a hero. He saved his wife, he saved his child, and he was just the best guy. He was just the best.
1 month later, his widow, Helen Comparator, decided to talk exclusively with Pittsburgh's Action News 4 about what happened that day and about the love of her life.
And I just want everybody to, try not to remember him as the man that was shot at the rally. Just try to remember Corey as, he was a great man that was a great father. He was a great husband.
Helen and Corey married 29 years ago. They were childhood sweethearts. They started dating as sophomores in high school.
It was Valentine's Day. Corey showed up at my house with a dozen of red roses. So we just started dating. I said, "Does this mean we're dating?" He said, "Yeah, I think so." I said, "Okay."
They eventually married and had 2 daughters, Allison and Kaylee. They were also at the rally with their parents that day. They said their dad was thrilled to be going to see Trump in person for the very first time. When the shots rang out, Corey yelled for them to get down. And as he pushed Allison out of the way, a bullet struck him.
I was the one that my dad threw down. As he was throwing me down, that was when he was shot, and he ended up falling onto me. And I don't remember hearing any other shots. I don't remember feeling any other shots because, like, in that moment, I was just, like I said before, I was trying to take care of him. I was really confused when he was on me. And I had turned around I was like confused, and I went, "Dad." And when I turned is whenever he fell down, and that's when I started screaming, and I was instantly, like, I was trying to keep him from bleeding.
I started screaming, but in my head I kept saying, wake up, like this is a dream, wake up. And then you realize it's not a dream, and you feel like your whole world is just over.
But Helen doesn't want Corey to be remembered for this tragedy. At 16 years old, he became a volunteer firefighter and eventually a fire chief. He loved his 2 rambunctious Doberman pinschers. But his passion was bass fishing, and she shared with us his favorite fishing spot, a place they went every weekend together, even in the rain.
His answer always was, "Well, the fish are wet, they don't care."
But they told me most of all, he was the best girl dad.
He would put my hair in braids if I wanted my hair in braids. And when I was doing competitive cheer, he was the cool dad because he could do back handsprings. So, and as soon as everybody got wind of that, it was, he had all these little girls begging him to go up and do these back handsprings on the tumble track.
Corey's firefighter gear was displayed at the Republican National Convention, which was a special honor.
That was an honor. That was a big honor. Yeah, that was a big honor.
So
I'll tell you why. All day at the rally, my husband kept saying, "He's going to call me up on stage. You're going to hear him. He's going to say, 'Corey, come on up here. Corey, get up here.'" He was just joking, obviously, but he kept saying that. "You're going to get up. He's going to call me up on stage." And we were all like, there's his moment. He's up on stage. So, yeah, he got his moment on stage.
People across the country have sent their support and prayers. There have been prayer shawls, wind chimes, and so many cards.
Tears are flowing from Americans and other countries.
A GoFundMe has raised millions of dollars for the family, but as grateful as Helen is for the money and the support, she knows it will never bring Corey back.
I talk to him anyway, and the only thing that ever comes out of my mouth is, "I'm sorry this happened to you." But I know he would want me to get to the bottom of it. I know he would.
To get answers to what happened, she's hired an attorney to help her find answers and get justice.
I want justice for my husband, and I'm going to get it.
They specifically want answers from security at the rally.
I just want them to know that I really think my dad's blood is on their hands, and I hope they wake up every day thinking about what they took from our family, because we have to wake up every day and see that image of our father in our head, and no child should ever have to see that.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. But I hope and pray every day that they do get justice. They do find out whose fault it was that rally was not secure.
Well, we know.
Well,
It's going to,
but specific names of people that should get fired, period. They shouldn't even be able to guard or pretend to guard anyone else.
Yeah, but again,
event.
it's not. These are the lackeys, the real perpetrators. We know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say it here, but you know, I know. I'm done with them all.
Yeah, but
3-letter agency is going to. We should be demolished, all of them. This
well, hopefully,
too much shit going on.
Hopefully, something like that's going to happen. I mean, some of the things that did you get to hear Trump when he got to sit down with Elon and they had their conversation? Because it wasn't really an interview; it was just like two guys talking about things. And I got in there like 30-something minutes before it started, so it took me a while. But I was lucky; I got in and I was able to stay in there. I didn't get booted out. I got to listen to the whole thing, and it was really, really good. It was very common sense when he talked about wanting the Board of Education to be taken away, and all that should go back to the states. And I can't help it. I agree.
Yeah, that's my mission now.
I really do.
Well, I have a lot of things I want to do. That's what I'm saying. This condition I have is so debilitating, but it does give me time to write. I'm a writer. I read and write a lot of things. So essentially pushing to have the Convention of States is very critical now, and to strengthen the 10th Amendment.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
How close were we before all this stuff happened? Didn't we have still needed 10 more states or something like that to be ready for that?
No, I don't know what's going on there. I've been trying to reach the people at the Convention of States website. And I followed them for a while, but I haven't really reached out to them. And I want to, but again, action has to be taken now. Article 5 has to be enforced. We have to have the Convention of States. We have to go back to the 10th Amendment. And again, what people don't really get, it's like, I'll just say it. We're the United States of America. Each state is sovereign. It's a republic. So you do a republic. It's not a federation. They all come together. But there's differences. Perfect example is Roe v. Wade, where you basically said, okay, give it back to the states. So the 10th Amendment stands. So if California wants to do whatever they want to do, do it. If Virginia wants to do what they want to do it. Texas want to do what they do it. And again, you have corporations. There's a big hullabaloo that like United was giving people from Texas to send them to Illinois to have the abortion. And they said, you could. And they said, well, fight for Illinois or fight for Texas. Well, that's your fight, your state. But don't federalize it. So, and then Kamala Harris is still talking about the fact that he wants to ban abortion nationwide. It's done already. It's over. The argument is over.
That's her fear tactics to rile people up and get them to freak out and cause chaos, basically.
Correct.
Like starting arguments and whatever else. And when people start saying that, I tell them, I said, well, if your state doesn't allow you to get one, then try to look for the state that's next to you, because they might let you have one. And so it's in the state's hands now, where it was before they took it away from us by the federal government overreaching, which they don't have the right to do. And until people understand that, and I think after a few more years, maybe half of America will understand that this is the way it's supposed to be. The states are supposed to have more rights over what they want in their own state than the federal government. So until people understand the way their states work and their own state constitutions, there's not really much we can do besides one person at a time when we bump into them and talk to them about it. But see, that's one thing that I do like about the people bringing things up at different apps, the discussions that are coming up, because now way more people understand now that it's not that you can't get an abortion, that Trump took it away from everyone. It's that they're understanding now that it's in the hands of the states, and that's a good thing,
Yeah, but again, we don't assume people know. They don't know.
No, I'm just saying more people do, because I talk to people all the time, and I think it's only 20% of adults are even on X. Okay, I understand that. It's not a lot, but oh, hi, thank you for stopping in. It's not a lot of people, but it's a start. Okay, and we got to start somewhere. But the fact that it finally happened, and we've been wanting it for many, many years, to go back to the States where it belongs in the first place. So if we can just slowly take back our rights and keep them, wake people up enough to where they fight in their states, to keep them from reaching in and taking those rights away from us again. And hopefully we can do that. And if we keep doing what we're doing by doing shows like this, using spaces, doing podcasts, using like Substack, blogs, all this stuff, and printing stuff out, because print is not as big as it used to be, and most newspapers that I've seen now, they're really thin, and they're mostly all liberal. So it's like, well, I can see why they're little, because people don't usually buy ads and stuff in liberal magazines.
I haven't read a paper or magazine in years. So I
don't hardly read them either. It's just that when I go to people's houses to visit stuff, they have, a paper delivered or whatever. And that's when I'm like,
propaganda.
Wow,
Propaganda.
It's we're so skinny and small. But yeah, it says we got 19 states who have signed. Oh, so he does know. My state and others are considering it this year. My state has a lot of work ahead of itself, lots of lobbyists and douchebags fighting it. Yeah, that's for sure. But see, if we don't push our people that we've elected in our states to push the agendas that we need, the people want, then nothing's going to change ever. So as long as we're verbal and we push it, like what we're doing, we're fighting to take back our schools, things like that. We're making headway. It's just that it took years to get where we are. It's not going to happen overnight, even though we wish it could, but it isn't. So if we just keep doing this, I think that maybe we'll make a change. But the one thing I wanted to say about the article the video we just watched with Corey and his daughters and his wife is the impact it had on those girls. Okay, especially the one daughter who her dad landed on top of. That's something, no matter how much counseling you have or any of that stuff, that she's never going to get that out of her head. That's there for it's in brain, it's like ingrained in her. And that's really sad. And I really feel horrible for them and the other two men that were injured that lived, but the PTSD that all those people we saw sitting behind Trump, I guarantee they're never going to be the same again. There's no way. I know how emotional I got, and I was just watching it. Right. I got a phone call, and he said Trump's been shot in the ear, and I just, I just went blank basically, and I started crying immediately, even though I hadn't seen anything. And that's when I wanted to get off the game and find it and see it. And people in the chat were saying that his ear was just grazed or whatever. So it took me a little bit, but then I got pissed. I just got pissed off. I wasn't as upset anymore, but I was pissed because that somebody tried to kill President Trump. Right. And it's just heartbreaking that we better get to the bottom of it. We got to get some kind of evidence. And then you had, what was his name? Hawley and Corey Mills or whatever, them saying they were going to do independent, checks on it. But the thing is, I don't see how you can find out anything unless you have all the proof, all the evidence.
If you have all the evidence, if you go on X and you find out that they scrubbed everything. They cleaned everything up, collecting evidence. They cremated the guy's body. This guy was training for this at the same place that the FBI does the training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
he was breastfeeding.
And his phone.
You hear that about that woman breastfeeding her baby?
Was in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it was so strange. All this,
I know.
All this insanity is going on. It's insane. I don't know what's going on here. It makes no sense. That again, it's basically another Lee. He was supposed to be the Lee Harvey Oswald of this generation. It didn't work. And again, there are forces out there that are doing a lot of shit, and I'm praying and I'm going, what is the point? I see this, it's like I'm in the middle of crazy pill town where people don't see this at all. They live their lives, and that's why it's like I'm glad I don't own anything right now. I don't have any money. I have no bank account. I have this computer. I have this. I'm stuck here in this rehab center. And I'm just ready to, like I said, I want to sell everything and just get rid of everything. I want to throw my shit and just be ready to get the fuck out of here. I'm just done. Because we have the war front going on. We have this monkeypox crap. We got the election going on. We got the possibility of a cyber attack because 2.9 billion Social Security numbers have been leaked thanks to our government. Did it?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Because that's what they want. They do the leak. So that then they come in and say that, well, let's make it digital ID. And so then fuck you guys. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. Yeah.
They cause the problems and then they try to act like the hero. We're going to fix it. But they never can. They just make it worse. But this is the next thing that I was wanting to bring up. This
is insane. This is insane. Go watch.
A reporter asks Trump this question. It says he asked Trump the greatest question ever. This is the post by this person named George on X. It said, "You've spoken about God saving your life. Have you put much thought into why God saved your life?" So, and then, so I'm going to let you watch this this video if I can get it to get bigger. I don't know if I will, if it works or not.
Thank you, President.
Make it big right there.
Spoken very passionately about how God saved your life. And I'm wondering, have you put much thought into why God saved your life? As in, for what purpose has he been shielding and protecting you?
So, I don't know if you heard the question. You've spoken about God saving your life, that I've spoken passionately about it. And something happened because that was a miracle. I never looked that way. The audience was massive and it was in front of me. I never have that particular graph. That was a graph on, as you all know now, that it's very, I think everyone knows it very well, but it showed the great numbers on illegal immigration. It was the lowest point we've ever had. And it was one that I use less than 20% of the time. It's always at the end of the speech, not at the beginning of the speech. And it's always on the left side, not the right side. And yet, for some reason, I called it. It's not on a teleprompter. I do things largely without a teleprompter, frankly. Because it's hard to hold an audience if you're going to go for an hour and a half or 2 hours reading a script. And I just talked about it, and I moved to my right, turned sharply to my right, ping. And if I didn't do that, I'm not here with you. So, yeah, God has something to do with it. It's a miracle, and God had something to do with it. And maybe it's we want to save the world. This world is going down. This world is going down. So it could be, but I believe that. I believe that my sons are very good shooters. They're like scratch golfers, better, relatively speaking, with shooters, great shooters. And Eric and Don both told me from 130 yards. I said, well, that's pretty far away, isn't it? They said, no, that's like a 1 foot putt with, weapons like the one being used. Plus, he was a good shooter. This guy was a good shooter. He went to the range and shot a lot, and he was supposed to be a pretty good shooter. They said a bad shooter would hit the target almost 100% of the time. So something happened. And I have to say the Secret Service sniper did an amazing job. He had.
Thank you, President.
So he's still not going to say anything bad about Secret Service, which is I'm proud of him for that, because they would just trash him for it.
Correct.
But the fact that a little here, a little there, but we got Senator Grassley. He's the one I've been following. I started following him on X, and whenever he releases a video, most of the video, and I'm going to show a couple of them tonight. They're like the cameras that are on the chests of the police officers, or off of the Secret Service and things like that. So because it's from him, is the only reason I'm sharing some of them. I share them with the other people that are doing all the stuff about the tower and the other shooter and someone shooting through the window. And there's all these different points of view, but I just don't feel comfortable sharing those points of view, really, since I showed that one video and it showed like a layout of the above looking down and showing it. But the more I watched that one video, I realized, well, if they're on the tower, how'd they shoot through that giant screen they had up there? You know, different things just didn't add up to me. So I stopped sharing that type of stuff. But if it's a video that's on the chest of one of the people, that's different, because that's actual stuff that's happening. And a person can watch that and discern what they feel the video is telling them. But just showing people's points of view, saying, well, I could tell by the sound, it was 3 different weapons, and it came from this, that, and the other, when they don't have any evidence to back that up, because we don't have the bullets. We don't have the autopsy showing which way the bullet went in or out. So I just don't want to put that out there. But a video I'll show, because it's actual video, like some of the ones from the people's cell phones and stuff. And they have a right to show that if they were there and they saw something. Now, it doesn't mean that we know exactly what's going on, but we do know a lot of them are the shooter when they show it, because we saw him laying there dead with that same outfit on and stuff like that. So to me, that's legitimate evidence, because it's actual video evidence. It's not a person just saying their point of view or whatever. So I feel comfortable sharing that type of stuff. And like this video that we just watched, a person can say whatever they want and just clip out a portion, right? And then just throw it out there and say he's saying this or saying that, like they did with the riots and stuff like that. But I don't like doing that either. If I watch it and it's the whole thing, then I'll share as much of it as I can. See, like I was in a space right after I watched or listened to the Elon Musk and Trump talk on the space. Right. And I was in there, and there was a young man who came in there, and he was talking about how he didn't like the talking points he had heard from the space, because Trump was bad mouthing Camilla. And I was like, did you listen to the conversation between Elon and Trump? And he said no. Then I said, well, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't make any comments about stuff you know nothing about. Just because somebody said it was a talking point that he was doing this, that, and the other, that's not evidence that he did it. Unless you sit and listen to it yourself, and then you can form an opinion. But just by taking someone else's point of view and spouting it doesn't mean it's factual. And I don't want to listen to it in here. So, because I just listened to it. And I don't remember him saying anything like what you're trying to say that he did. And now he did say that she was doing a bad job and that she wasn't taking care of the border and all that. And everything he said, there's proof to back it, because she was in charge. Even the president of the United States said it in videos that she was the one he put in charge of the border. So just little things like that. And that's why I tell people when I try to share links and things like that, it's so that you yourself, when you hear someone saying something, it gets under your skin because you watched a video or you heard that speech and you know that they didn't say that, you have some way of rebutting this person when they say that. And guess what? The next time they come by, they're not going to say anything to you about it because they know, hey, that's that person that always has links or whatever. So I'm not going to talk to them about it. It does dry up the amount of people that you're going to hear spouting certain things if you have something to back up what you're saying to them. So, I just love it. Oh, yeah, I love my shirt, too. It's great, isn't it? But it's true. I don't want to live under socialism. And I don't think anybody does. Not in this country, because that's not what the country was founded on. They left all these other countries that came here to make this one free, where you had the freedom of religion. Okay. And you had freedom from the government suppressing you from being able to do something. That's why they had the individual state constitutions. All these different things was to help us had the freedom to say, well, I hate living in this state. I'm going to pack my family up and we're moving to 3 states away to this state because I got a new job there, blah, blah, blah. And you leave and you have the right to do that. Nobody can force you to stay in that state. Well, unless you're in, in prison or something like that. So I just think if you look around at all the other countries, we have it made. Even though we are in a world of hurt, I feel, with this person that's in office right now, but we're still better off than any other country. At least that's how I look at it, because we have the freedom of speech. I can go out on a street corner and I can say, you better get down on your knees and start praying because the end of the world's coming. I can say that. I have the right to say that. I can. Well, yeah, it's getting scary now because people are getting arrested for voicing their opinion or praying in front of
praying in their head. They're getting arrested.
Yeah,
praying in their head. That is retarded.
I know it's ridiculous, but we have to stand up and fight so that doesn't come to our country. I don't want that here. I like the fact that I can leave. If I get a cut or a scratch while I'm working in my yard, I can go down the street and go to 15, 20 different clinics and walk in and say, hey, can you fix my cut? I think I need stitches. Okay, I have the right. You can, in Canada, you can't just go to the clinic and do what you want. You see what I mean? There's different countries that different, different things that you're allowed to do and what you're not. And if you're not the right person or you're not a citizen or you're not this or that, you don't get care either. So, it's scary to think about our country becoming one of those countries to where they can just come and take your house or come in and break your house, your doors open and arrest you without a warrant or anything. They can just do whatever they want simply because they don't like you or they think you have more than you deserve or whatever. I'm glad I live in a country where I have the right to buy a piece of land, put a house on it or a trailer or a cabin or whatever it is I want to live in, even a tent. You have the right to put up a tent and live in it or an RV. A lot of countries, you don't have that. I can have chickens. I can do a lot of things that other people don't have the right to do. And I'm thankful for that. And I just want people to understand that I am thankful that I live here. And I'm thankful that I have the things that I have. Now, I'm fighting to keep it that way, but I'm fighting for them to stop doing some of the things that they're doing, and because it's against the Constitution, like what's going on with the J6ers and a bunch of other things. It's wrong. It's against our Constitution, but we don't have enough people, courts or whatever, to stand up and fight back and say, hey, you can't do that. It's against the Constitution. We've already had our Supreme Court say you can't do this and you can't do that, but they still haven't done anything yet. When it comes to the J6ers. So, I'm hoping and praying that we get more people to keep standing up and fighting, and we'll make a difference. I really do believe that we can. And, but by me voicing my opinion on a little platform that I feel like I have the right to say a few things that I want to say, by me wearing this shirt, okay, a lot of people wouldn't be able to wear this shirt. I was reading an article yesterday about a man who got on a plane and he had a shirt with Trump's face on it. And the guy was telling him, we're not letting you get on the plane if you're wearing that shirt. You have to turn your shirt inside out or whatever. So it's like, and this is the United States. Okay. Are we going to let people do that? I mean, remember when we first started this show, it's one of the first or second or third show we did. And we were talking about that boy at school that was told he had to take his shirt off and turn it inside out because he wore an American flag on his school shirt, to school on Cinco de Mayo. Remember that?
That was
I was so upset about that. Welcome, Fisto.
The one that the one that I remember that made me laugh the most was that kid who had that
The backpack.
the Gladstone flag. And
Yeah,
then
on
the
his
lady,
backpack.
and then the teacher was trying to like educate the mother and say that it was, regarding, tyranny and all that stuff. It's against it's revolution. It's about right wing and all that shit. I mean, no, it's not. And he says, "You're an idiot. You're," and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm basically. That's why it's time to call out these idiots. So that's what I'm doing. I've been doing that. I'm on a tear on X doing that stuff now. I'm just done with this shit. I'm calling them all out.
Yeah, and but see, I'm glad I have the right to do some of the things that I do. Now, I've gotten some slaps on the wrist and my channel taken down for 3 weeks. I have a strike right now because I played that, and they took the video down, the one I did on the team shit show with KT Truther when I played that cartoon about how they use aborted babies to make vaccinations and stuff, and I got in trouble for that. But I'm going to try to state that it's my opinion from now on. That's why I made that little video to play at the beginning, because I think it's ridiculous that I can't come on here and voice our opinion. But I can make a video showing my boobs getting pierced, or even my other body parts getting pierced, and that's okay. So it's like, and that's considered educational or whatever. But I don't know.
Waiting on those.
Do what?
I'm sure the chat's still waiting on those. Not our chat, but the chat.
Yeah, maybe, I guess.
No idea.
But I don't know. It's just pathetic. It seems like if we get 2 steps forward, we take 1 step back, basically. With that. So how are you doing, Bruce?
Pretty good. I'm debating on the things I can say today because I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, so just try to be. You can put as much as you want in the private chat, and if you say I'm going to say this, I'll let you know if I think it should. But if it's about this, I wouldn't talk bad about that. And the other thing about what you were talking about today, the horsey guy or whatever, I wouldn't really bring that up yet either. But
I don't even know what I just walked into.
I'm pretty certain he didn't do anything with a horse. I'm sure he did it with a container.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that guy?
Yeah.
The governor of Minnesota.
The fact that they added context that said it wasn't that, or it's like, or he didn't do that to, it's like, it doesn't matter.
That's awful hard, aren't they? I mean, the harder you defend something, it's typically like there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're defending that one really hard.
Mm-hmm. But I can't wait. Are you guys excited about the Democrat convention this next week? I've never watched one before.
Oh, you mean
but
when
I'm
they burned
really
down
excited
Chicago?
about watching it. Yeah, I'm going to watch as much of it as I can starting Monday just to see
another Cal Rittenhouse.
What I'm going to probably have to bleach my eyes and all that stuff afterward and clean my ears out and stuff. But something big's going to happen. I just have this, I don't know why, I just have a gut feeling. Right now, my stomach's like jumping, thinking about it. I just think something big's going to happen. Gas. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, it could be gas, but I haven't hardly eaten anything. I can't eat any gluten anymore. So I'm practically starving. Remember, I didn't tell you guys, my licorice, I can't even eat that I got.
Oh my God, you got celiac?
Containers, because it has weed in it. So my daughter's happy. She's getting to eat all of it.
You had weed licorice?
No, wheat.
Oh, wheat. Oh, okay. I thought you said weed. It's like,
no.
Wheat licorice?
You got spiked licorice, man?
I could eat weed. I just can't eat wheat.
You don't want to eat weed. You don't want the edibles. I'm telling you now. I've had edibles.
I don't have it. You have to have prescription in my state for that stuff.
Holy shit, that is a trip.
Oh, you've done it? And
yes,
you're telling me I can't do it?
No, I'm pretty sure you could. But holy fuck, when I did it, I took 2 edibles because it wasn't kicking in fast enough. Then it hits me like a wave, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, put it this way. I'm hallucinating that night while I'm trying to type on the or on my computer on StreamYard, and then to type in messages to people. It's like, the stream is pushed back because I am not feeling well.
Well,
of course, I wasn't
wait,
about
I got
to
to
tell them
jump
that I
in
was
for a
stoned as
second.
fuck.
I don't have celiac because it doesn't upset my stomach. I get itchy skin and rashes and
You
like
have an allergy then. You
my
have a wheat
knee.
allergy.
Yeah, my knee hurts more. I have a little bit more swelling. You know, like on my where my rashes are at. I have swelling and stuff like that. So I'm lucky. I don't have anything gut related yet that I've noticed, but because I knew I had a sensitivity, but when they took my blood and she called me, she said, yeah, you're allergic. Do not try to take it out of your diet. And I said, well, do you have a list? And she said, it's too much for me to give you a list of. You just have to start reading labels. And man, I went to the store and I couldn't hardly find anything. And the loaves of bread, the slices are like this big. They're teeny. You can't even make a sandwich. It's like a little, a biscuit size. It's like it's going to take some getting used to, but I've been trying really hard, but I'm still itchy right now. I'm still itchy, and it's been almost a week since I've had any gluten. So I don't know. It's just interesting.
There's two things I'm good at. It's giving back massages and itches.
Well, let me see. What was the next thing I wanted to bring up? Okay, we did the thing with Trump. So now I'm going to show the one of the cameras, the body cams on the one one of the guys that was there. So I think this is it. Yeah, this is another. Let me pause this real quick. It says new body cam footage of the Trump assassination attempt obtained by Judicial Watch. So I'm going to share this. I'll turn it up. I'm going to share this with everybody to see, because I haven't watched this yet. It came across the timeline and I put it in the Friday Night Shit Show chat so I could help remember to see it. But this is on the body cameras, because you can see how it's got the time.
You can remove it again. So soy-based generators type thing.
Oh, I got it up there again. Golly, I'm so bad at remembering that stuff. So hold on. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I told them about it, because I don't have it. Because someone asked me if I had it, and I go, I don't even know what you're talking about. I never heard that word. Because she would have told me if I had that. But no, I haven't had any stomach problems, thank goodness. I got an ironclad stomach, I guess. Here we go.
You should be able to handle haggis.
I don't think I've ever eaten that before.
What's up, man? See that dude running?
It looks like they're maybe in one of those little carts or something, like a golf cart. That sounds like shots. Yeah, that sounds like
8
bullets.
shots. 8.
Mm-hmm.
9. That's the one that killed him.
Don't pull up your head. He's right there.
Subject's down. Caught a bad case of death.
Yeah, I heard too on another one of these that the shooter that took him out shot him, but it ricocheted off of the butt of his gun.
Who knows?
So, no, that was from one of these things. They were talking about it. I might be able to play that one down.
Is he hit? Is there a ladder? Is there a ladder there, Paul?
No, you use that board right there, bro. That's right up. Back up. Yes, he is.
Hey, someone on me.
Knock in front of, I need manpower.
Someone on me.
Hey, police stop. I need police stop. A lady's been shot in the stairs, the floor stairs.
You need to lift you up? Hold on.
Get the fuck out of here. Give me the armor. I need a ladder.
Did you hear that on the radio? They said somebody's been shot over in the stands.
Mm-hmm. I heard that.
Somebody said they see this happen. I need an ambulance for the back. Give me those pads. Horn.
Secure this. I got you. Whenever you're ready.
Get them out of here. Get them out.
Yo, you put all puppies laying down. Next. Bro.
I need a ladder. She's gonna fucking hold. 1305, that was relayed. Information on anything. Understood, no confirmation. They were relayed the ladder on the right hand side, or the left hand side. They're on the way with it. Hold. Used to be a vessel on standby to be there as well.
Full kit. He's got full.
They are. Where do you want?
He's laying down, thrown out, full bag next to him.
Close to this, still getting waiting on road car with the crate. Okay, that's fine. Definitely like summer ready if possible.
Watch out, he's getting somebody down.
We're just trying to hold the roof the best we can.
Oh, this is gonna drop. Hold.
That's understood.
Keep eyes on. Give me a ladder.
City's on the way out. They know.
Yo, eyes up. Who's that, Matt?
I need some team stuff across. Pull on the ambulance to the stands.
Keep eyes up. Eyes up.
Be on the way. The QRFs are on their way to you as well.
This building, the left one.
That's what he's on.
Go by the yellow crane.
Butler.
This is a very serious incident. Very serious.
In that building?
That one, laying down. There's a guy that as soon as we get up here, you'll have perfect eyes on him. We just need a fucking ladder. Who's up there?
Hey, ladder.
Here.
We have a unit on the roof.
The fuck do you get this thing?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Slim, you're going up. What's up? You're going up.
One.
Here. Yep.
How many suspects we have out there that are
Ready? Put your foot on here.
one there at this point?
Come on, dude.
Copy.
We got 4 on the roof right now. All right.
You can secure the rest of the area.
Stand by. We got 4 on the roof. All right, come back now.
On the roof, reporting threat 1 down. Over here, command. I need the dock. So 10 brother 1. I need the dock. Alright, thanks, man. I'll be working on the dock.
You saw him? Paul. No, a fucking sniper unit. They called him out early. And then they lost sight of him.
All units hold the perimeter. They're making entry to the building. Control, if you can hold everybody you can. BSP, Township City, let them know I entered the building. We need to hold the perimeter.
Come down.
1305, they're aware.
Stay there. You're good. Keep it a little bit more. Sorry. You're good.
Attack command from control. They're staying. We have been told that somebody was looking out the window. I do not know who was inside. 1305, okay.
So, look out. We got sniper units inside.
No, but I need their power.
Yeah, we got attack unit, and then we got a BT unit up
We got
there.
everybody we can coming.
Shoot her down.
And,
Whether he's down or whether he's in custody, yeah.
I'm going to try to confirm in a second.
Yes.
Okay. I need one EMS.
No. Is he a shooter? Did he have a weapon? Is he?
That was the report. That was a report.
1382 Butler. Yeah. Did I copy? You have one in custody. Yeah, one custody. On top of the HR building. South end. Okay. Just confirming, one in custody, not the one that 1305 had. I'm not with 1305, so I'm calling one in custody, HR building south, rooftop.
I guess. Got it? Yep.
Just walk intersection. They're working the HR building.
Yes.
That's located on Whitetown Parade between Meridian and 68. All right, 500 points now, right now. Our cat team, tear down, they're rallying up now. I'll let you know. Copy that. Osterling, where are you?
Any Secret Service up there? Copy, thank you.
You got one. Hey, you got one Secret Service. Just one up.
I need some manpower on the west side.
One Secret Service. Just one up.
One Secret Service up there?
Yeah.
Make sure that you
have a copy.
Yeah.
3619, 3316, west side of the building.
Yeah, that was a suit.
1227, I see you keyed up. You're the west side of the building. Need you.
Got him. Hold him. He doesn't leave.
Probably one out more. Nope. 50-30, Butler. Command.
Is he down?
I don't know.
50-36, go ahead. I need 50-36, 50-30. Start towards the farm
I
showground.
fucking told them they need to post the guys fucking over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that fucking Tuesday. I told them to post fucking guys over here.
I have no contact with the
What?
I thought you guys were on the roof.
No, we're inside.
Alpha 1, Bravo 1. Hickey.
I told them to post fucking guys over here.
I wasn't even concerned about it because I thought someone was on the roof. I thought that's how we. Like, how can you lose a guy walking back there?
They were
on the roof.
They were inside.
Why were we not
in the building?
Because
You need a guy somewhere over on the left side.
Why weren't we?
because I thought we were going to post guys over here. I talked to the Secret Service guys. They're like, yeah, no problem. We're going to post guys over here.
Watch the large window beside me.
I bet you climbed up here.
I say climb the wall.
I don't think so.
The triple pulled in. He's right there.
Oh.
I thought the triple yelled at him. He didn't see him because the bush was there. But
PD2 and Officer, your patch. You guys can talk freely. Available units for the west side of AGR if possible.
Who was over here? Do you know?
Who was where?
Was there?
A guy back
I was against the fence right there.
Your fence right there.
And then Butler issue guy was right there.
Was there a guy over, like, was there one of your guys, or was there a Secret Service guy over here?
So I saw everyone start surrounding the building.
No, before at the start of this whole shit.
Yeah, they're both
make it here and set up a perimeter, whatever they can do.
There's also another guy.
Bravo 1 is coming. And request North Hill search back up. Bravo 1, do the best you can. Link up with state police when you get here. Set up the perimeter. Let me know when you're ready to play.
Is that where the dude is too?
Yeah, he's there too. So the ladders are en route. The operator suffered lacerations with him. So like you might need minor stitching. Can't confirm by stats and Mel was going to. So how we got up next corridor over. Okay.
I'm going to get a camera set up here. Anybody inside? There's no security inside.
I told the Secret Service, post a fucking guy over here.
I
I told him that fucking at the meeting on Tuesday.
What's that?
So I think this dude in red Yeah. Whether he witnessed it, whether he whatever.
No, he was with them.
Was he with them?
I think that.
Interesting. This dude in red, wasn't he with him? Is he talking about the shooter?
Don't know.
Yeah, see. I that's why I think these are going to be so important, all these body cams.
Well, all I know is that I think that all of the journalists in the mainstream media need to be fired right now because this is shit that needs to be fucking reported on, and yet they are not reporting it because it will give Trump more of a boost. And that is, to me, a violation of journalistic ethics.
See they're dragging somebody. Did you see that?
Suspects, most likely, or the dead body.
Let me rewind it for a second. Let's see. I want to go back. Okay, now watch. They got him. See? Does that look like the body?
Looked like a red-haired person, but I don't know.
Yeah, but they had a checkered thing. It might have been laying over the person to try to cover something up.
Who knows? All I know is that the person is dead, and thankfully that is all that needs to really be known about it.
Fucking this close, bro. Dude, he turned around on me. He's straight up.
Okay, we have 2 civilians attending to him.
I don't know. Who's got eyes on him?
Back up.
Seriously, he was right where you picked me up, bro. He was on that left side.
We have a unit on route.
Affirmative. Yo, Jess, you got me up once, bro.
Oh shit, that was the fireman that got.
Yo, Jess, you got me up once. Get me up again.
Janet, pause.
One more. Ready?
What?
The person that was being carried was Corey Comparatory.
Oh, it was Corey? Because I said that the clothes looked different than what the other person looked like. Because we just watched the interview before you came of his wife and his 2 daughters, and when he fell, he had pushed his one daughter out of the way, like I said from the beginning, and he fell on top of her because as soon as he pushed her, he got shot in the head, and he fell on top of one of his daughters, and then he died after that. But the thing is that I just don't know. I just wish we could find out what's going on. But I think one of the reasons I can understand why they would be slow to give out information because they don't want people jumping to conclusions and pointing the finger and maybe hurting someone. Today, I also heard the woman they fired or that quit, the leader of the Secret Service, has her own protection because people are threatening to kill her or whatever. So what I'm worried about is that something about this or someone involved in this is going to be blamed for something. No, I mean,
there's a lot of blame to go around. I mean, herself
someone's
is to
going
blame.
to kill or injure someone, okay, and they're going to use that against Trump. So that's why I'm trying to get people to wait and find out because Corey Mills and Senator Grassley and a few others that's what Senator Grassley is the one I've gotten most of these videos from. The body cams because he is releasing it, even though the media is not going to do it because of the Smith-Mundt Act. They don't have to, and they can say and do whatever they want, basically, and we can't do anything. But we have to have people that like what I said about Hawley and Grassley and Corey Mills, people like that. That's who it's taken a while, but we have to trust a few of our people that have shown us that we can trust them to get us the truth. And that's why I'm trying to be as patient as I can, but I'm trying to get people not to go off half-cocked. If anyone is going to be able to throw a tantrum and say whatever they want, like fuck off and die or whatever, it would be Trump. But Trump has handled this very good. He's been very calm about it. Every time he's had to talk about being shot, he's handled it well. And he has said a few things, like the other night when he was on that interview with, or the conversation with Elon, he did talk about it a little bit, but he's still talking good and saying good things about Secret Service and stuff like that, which is what he should do.
He doesn't dare bash them because they're there to save his life.
Well, right now he's got mostly his own people now, from what I heard, with him. So I don't know. I have to trust that he's doing the best thing he can for him and his own family. But each time this stuff gets released, we need to watch it and listen to what as best we can. And might have to watch it 4 or 5 times, but listen to what they're saying to each other. This is a Butler police department people, sheriff's department or whatever. And he said that at the meeting before when they were setting this all up, he told them they need a person on this building. And he's just a cop. He's not even Secret Service. And he knew more about how to protect the area than the Secret Service acted like they knew. So, and that's a big building. The building and stuff, when I've seen these videos, it showed me it's way bigger than what it looks like from a distance when they're talking about it. They make it look like some little tiny building, but no. And then he also said, the same guy with the body cam said that all the Secret Service were inside the building. So they didn't give a shit. You know, they didn't give a shit about protecting people, the public or the president, the next president, as far as I can tell, just from this one body cam and the little car video. So here we go. Finish playing it.
Yep. All right, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's close. It's totally right here.
Where's your gloves at? Where's your gloves at?
I'm back. Ooh, right on the side, right here. Yo, fuck. Whew.
Okay, but
They had to have moved the gun.
Yeah, I think it's over here. Towards
it's too far away.
Guys. Yeah, they did. I'm sure they did. Somebody moved it because they didn't want to risk the guy grabbing it again and using it. And also, I remember it was one of the other things that we were talking about on one of the other shows. They said on the thing, when you could hear him talking about, that he had a detonator on him.
Yeah.
Or something that was in his vehicle. So if you watch all these different videos that are released by Grassley, I'm not talking about, I don't know about a lot of the other ones, but if you can watch actual cameras video from the police officers and stuff, and just listen to what they're saying, where they go, who they're talking to, and try to start, putting that together, you can pretty much tell that this guy just was wandering all over this place all by himself using his little drone. And that one picture that I showed earlier, you could see that he's talking to somebody on a phone, and they have headphones on, and it looks like they're having a video chat, and he's there at this place.
What's odd to me is, if you remember the very first time we saw through the helicopter view of the layout, you look back history. They they show you a letter, if you remember, which really is. Here's what's really pissing me off in a way, or just makes no sense. So these things are pre-planned. And you hear in the video that the Butler's police department was responsible for that area. But what was very odd is that you see the ladder in the videos. So when the situation occurs, these people didn't just arrive. They've been there. So they cased the location. So that ladder should be readily available. So why are they having such trouble going on the roof?
Okay. You know what? I'm going to tell you what my opinion is on that.
So they basically changed out the detail and put people that were inexperienced in there so they could delay it. So
also, you'd think with the giant buildings that they have on this property, okay, and they rent this property for other functions, for fairs and other shows, aerial shows and whatever else, for fireworks and all that stuff, right? These people rent this property out. And I can tell you right now, a person that owns a property that big with that many big, tall buildings on it has ladders.
Yes.
So to me, I hate to say this, but this is my opinion, that somebody conveniently went around and got all the ladders and put them somewhere else where they couldn't get up on the roof. So that one person could be up there and no one else until they needed it to get up there. See, just like I said, from the very first time I saw the very first video, you hear bing, 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 bing. Okay, all those shots. And then all of a sudden, the last one. And they waited until right when he grabbed his head and went to his knees before they shot the other person.
Did you ever think that there wasn't ladders around because they didn't want any access to the roof or anyone to have access to the roof?
The police and the Secret Service should have ladders available to them because they should have someone on the roof. But they had no one on the roof and they had no ladders for anyone to get up there after anything happened in case they need them inside the building. If they had a ladder hanging on the wall inside the building and they're all in there, they don't have to worry about someone getting the ladder and using it to get on the roof while they're in the building. See what I'm trying to say? They took the ladders from outside and put them somewhere else so that the security had no access because they didn't have Secret Service over there. As you could tell by the whole thing, there was nobody there. They had it wide open so that anybody and their brother could come up with a buttload of guns or weapons, bombs, whatever they wanted, and climb up on that roof using the air conditioning unit, just like what you just saw these guys do. So to me, this is like blatantly obvious that these people did not want to make sure the right security was available so that people were in danger. That's what it looks like to me. Especially, this is supposed to be a group of people that are specially trained from the day they go in to do this job. And does it look like they did a job to you?
No.
I don't think so. That's my opinion. So I sort of keep saying that over and over again. But and I'm just a dumb woman. I'm just a lady. I don't have any special training in this, but from everything that I've read and all the videos that I've listened to, like Corey Mills' video that I played weeks ago, and he was mad. He said that was, and you could tell by the comments that he made that he was leaning towards this was a setup. At least that's the way it came across to me, and I'm not even a professional about it. So, I'm hoping that I trust Corey Mills to do the investigation using whatever he can. If he watches all these videos and he interviews some of these people, and there's a lot of people, as you just saw, there was at least 20 police officers, sheriff department and police officers all around that one building. And then one Secret Service guy is all I saw in this video. So they didn't do their job. Now, apparently, either they didn't do it because they're all dumbasses, or someone didn't want them to be there to do their job because they were told, get rid of this guy and you're going to be set for life or something. I don't know. That's my opinion. But this is like every time I see something, it makes the bridge wider and wider of this was set up, and it gets closer and closer, and the part that they made mistakes, that gets farther and farther away, because you can't make that many mistakes constantly with every single Secret Service person that was there. didn't ask, was there somebody on that roof? Is there someone on that roof? Is there someone on the tower? Is somebody over there, to make sure that no one else is up there? See what I mean? That's all they had to do. If one person had been on the roof on any of these roofs, they would have seen someone get on the roof. That's all they needed. One person. It would have saved a life. It's stopped 2 other people from being shot that weren't even the president. They were just there to see something. So, man, to me, every day that I watch this, the more I think that this was planned.
I have an opinion on this that I can't really share online because, believe me, the amount of hate it would get from all sides,
Yeah,
including conservative.
We can put it in the private chat if you want, or
I'll discuss
we
it
can
when
talk
we're
about
done.
it later. Yeah, that's
I will
fine.
discuss it when we're done
But
because
the thing is, I want the people that are watching us tonight, I would like them to try to watch as many of these type of videos, the body cams, the cameras that were on the police officers' cars, and make sure that's what you're watching. Now, you can also add cell phone videos and stuff like that too, but I would separate them first. I would watch these videos first, then go back and watch some of the cell phone videos that people are showing. Because a bunch of people were talking about we saw this person up on the tower, and we saw this and we saw that after the fact. Now, I'm not talking about people that had cell phones and took video of it. I'm talking about people saying, putting their stories together. You know, like I said, this person said there was 3 different weapons used. You could tell by the sounds that it didn't sound like 3 different weapons to me. It sounded like 2. The 8 shots and then 1. That, to me, that's what it sounded like, because it was from 3 of them, or the 8 were really loud, and the other one was quieter. So that to me meant it was farther away than the first initial ones we heard. That's just my point of view, but that's how it seemed to me. So we'll see. But now I want to. Okay, here's the other one that I was talking about. Let me get it real quick.
Getting tired there, Ruben?
Yeah, I'm too tired.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I've just been, exhausted. Because I
It's the
basically am
weed
doing.
that they put him on. They've been
I'm
slipping
doing-
it for LSD in his. They've been slipping LSD into his meds.
I'm doing a lot of rehab.
This
too.
is
I'm tired.
this is the shot that I was talking about earlier. It says
Yeah.
when you adjust the contrast on the photo of the shooter, it becomes clear that he was in a video call or talking, video talking with someone.
Yeah, it looks
When
like
you zoom in. And it says with a guy with a hat on and large headphones. Who was he communicating with? And if they have his cell phone because he's dead, right? They would be able to get on there really quickly and see who the last person he was on the phone with, having a video chat. Stuff like that. So there's tons of evidence. It's just that somebody is not sharing it with us yet. And but if we don't keep pushing, then they don't have to do anything. See, but because so many people are pushing, is the reason why we've even gotten the little bit that we have gotten. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that people are still demanding answers. Because we're not going to get it from Fox News. You're not going to get it from CNN. You're not going to get it from CBS. None of them are going to do it because of the Smith-Mundt Act. So we have to dig around and get it ourselves. Smith-Mundt Act that Obama boosted during his term. So that basically the media
president worth their salt could actually have that overturned in a heartbeat.
Well, hopefully we'll have that. But the thing is that right as of today, the media can pretty much put anything out there. It doesn't matter if it's factual or not. So
actually, no. If it violates law, they can't.
They can because we don't have any judges or court that's going to do anything about it. Just like what happened for January 6th. We had SCOTUS ruled that these people should be released if they were put in there because of this. And have you heard of anyone being released yet? How many weeks ago was it when they did that? The Constitution is only a piece of paper if you don't have people back it up, right? So that's where we're at with this administration. We are at their whim, basically, until we have somebody that stands up for law and order. There isn't going to be any law and order. So I hate to say that. Okay.
Well, then I guess what I've been saying for a long time is actually valid, and we're within our full rights to do so. But the only problem is I've been told you can't do it because it's against the law. Well, I guess there's no fucking law in this country, so why not go do it?
Well, a lot of people are saying that, but see, this is what I'm telling people is we are slowly getting the evidence, okay? Because we have a few people, few senators and others that are willing to risk what it takes to get it out. I mean, like this video we just watched. The only reason we have it isn't because the media released it or because certain people on this administration did it. It was because a conservative senator thinks that we should see it. That's the only reason we saw it. So, or we're going to keep getting stuff like that. And as long as we share it with people, once we get it from the right people, then we can share it. And facts will be coming out. So that's the only way that I feel that we're going to be able to get the facts out. Because if we don't get the facts out, like that story I told Ruben a couple weeks back, or maybe it was 2 months ago, whatever, it was right after this happened. If people go off half-cocked, you do things and you're not thinking it through, you can make it worse. It's like I watched this show, and there was a guy, and his wife, he had picked her up from the hospital because she had been raped and beaten almost to death. And she's getting out of the hospital, and she's healing up, and they're in the car, and they're driving down the road going home, and she goes, "That's him. That's him." And he looks at her and he goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "That's the guy that attacked me." Okay. Mm-hmm. So he pulls over, gets out of his car, and he says, "Stay in the car. I'll be right back." And he follows the guy down a dark alley, and then he kills him. Okay. With his bare hands, he kills this guy. Gets back in the car with his wife. He says, "He'll never hurt you again. I took care of it." And she's hugging and kissing him and thanking him for protecting her and blah, blah, blah. And he's all happy, and you can see the sense of confidence on his face, and everything he's lit up. He feels good, like he solved something. And they're driving down the road a little farther, and she goes, "That's him. That's him." Because she is no longer the person she was before the accident, and now she sees the killer in everyone.
Yep.
So that's why you have to wait until you have evidence before you go off and start doing things. Now, I do believe whoever did it deserves to go to prison, or whatever our laws say is the punishment for whatever it is. If this is an attempted assassination type stuff, a setup, or whatever it is, whatever they find out. And the people of America deserve to see justice once we find out what the evidence is and who did it. But we need to be patient, and hopefully we get to see something happen this time. I'm not expecting anything from this administration at all. But the few people that are in government that do have a way to do something, I'm hoping they will. And that's what I'm praying for every day. I pray that, we'll get a little something more each day, and hopefully something good to come from it. And that's basically all I can do. But I just try to tell people, just don't let it be you that they trap because you got upset and you let them push your buttons. So I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to let them beat me and make me do something against what I normally would do, simply because I'm just so angry with them, But, that's all I'm trying to say is that we just have to do the best we can to not go off half-cocked. And hi, Boosh. Nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for coming in and sharing some of your information with us. But, that's all. I just want to make sure that we are I just realized that Bruce isn't here. I've been talking my head off, but I hope he's all right. I guess he had bad service.
He was what's his name in the private chat, because Pisto or whatever.
Yeah.
He said fatigue just hit me. I'll watch from a different venue.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's he's got a lot going on with him, and this is an intense thing to talk about. But I'm gonna see what my next one was up here.
Well, in a land of good news, did you hear that Trump hired Tulsi Gabbard to be one of his advisors for the next debate?
No.
Yeah, he hired Tulsi Gabbard, the woman who absolutely destroyed Kamala Harris back in 2019 or 2020.
Isn't she the one wearing the beautiful bathing suit too, and that people
No,
are
that's
pissed off
Anna
about?
Paulina, or
Oh,
that's Anna
okay.
Paulina Luna.
Yeah, that's right. She looks
Anna
really good in her
Paulina.
bathing suit. So,
Oh, believe
wow,
me, she was a she's a fucking knocker,
yeah,
knockout. in that
she's
one.
good looking.
No,
But
that's
she's
actually been
proud.
verified, Boosh.
And that's why you tell. That's why you tell your woman, see, you could look like that, lose some weight, and get in that thing right now.
Well, that's me.
Wow, dude, that's a way to get divorced real quick.
No,
or to get your
no.
nuts
She
cut
said,
off.
no. She said, yes, master. That's what she said.
Oh, you're girl.
She's a
Okay.
good girl. She's a good girl.
Really?
But,
She wants me to tell her what to do.
Well, yes, you did say
and
she was Jewish. Yes.
And she goes, "What? Am I too fat? No, you're not. But you could lose 20 pounds.
Well, everybody can lose
or 30 pounds,
lose a few
or
pounds.
50 pounds.
Well, at least I think so, unless you're already really, really skinny.
And make me a
But,
sandwich when you do.
Any of y'all seen Tulsa King?
No,
No,
I
but I've
haven't
heard other
watched.
good things
Is that
about it.
is that the one with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah,
No, I haven't watched that yet.
that's a good show so far.
But I wanted to see if anybody's seen this yet. I had to push pause on it. Okay. I
don't know
saw
what
this on my timeline. It's from the Libs of TikTok. And it says Gavin Newsom's California Finance Department is opposing a California bill that would make buying children for sex a felony. They're opposing this because the potential cost that the state would have to deal with. California won't prosecute child or children from sex trafficking because it's too expensive. And here's the news report about it. Thought you guys might want to hear it.
This proposal to ramp up the penalties for child sex buyers is known as SB 1414, and it is still working its way through the state's lawmaking process, but not without some debate. So today, the Assembly's powerful Appropriations Committee held a brief hearing on the bill before placing the proposal on what's known as the suspense file. This is basically a list of bills that are expected to cost the state a significant amount of money. And next week, lawmakers will decide if the bills on that list pass or die without public discussion. But in today's discussion, Governor Newsom's Department of Finance said right off the bat, the intentions of this bill are good, but strictly for money reasons, it's against SB 1414 because it will cost the state a lot and increase California's prison population. The governor himself, though, has said he supports this bill. The author of the proposal, State Senator Shannon Grove, said people who buy children for sex need to be behind bars.
That was an absurd argument. To say that it's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars to lock these individuals up that buy children for sex, and it would roll back their prison exodus that they've been letting people out of prison is ridiculous. If you look at traumatized youth that have been bought and sold for sex, it costs the state upwards of $300,000 just for basic services. If you take a 13-year-old that you'd have to take care of till they're 18, and then not even that, but the trauma that that person as an adult would experience all their life, lower income jobs, those kinds of things that traumatically affect these kids. It's ridiculous.
Now, another issue
it's ridiculous to fucking help kids.
How it affects 16 and 17-year-olds. For now, the bill as written gives district attorneys the ability to charge someone who buys these older teens for sex as either a misdemeanor or a felony. Grove is fighting to get this changed to have it be a felony no matter what across the board. She's asking the Appropriations Committee to make that change. We'll see how that shakes out when the committee makes its final decision on the bill next week.
But that's scary when you think about it. California is willing to hand an EBT card to an illegal who hasn't had any shots, who's never paid one dime into this country, and they give him thousands of dollars, a place to live and all that, but they don't want to spend any money on their children that have been trafficked for sex.
I have one thing to say.
Sit there and think about it for a minute.
Got two things to say here.
Yeah.
If you're still in California, get the hell out. And then, of course, the next thing is it's time for the earthquake. It's time for it to go away, like Sodom and Gomorrah.
We just need an 8.6 to hit, or we need an 8.6 earthquake to hit the San Andreas fault line.
It goes away, just goes away.
It's just shocking to me
California
because do any of these people that are saying this stuff, that are standing up for pedophiles, basically, okay, that's what they're doing. That's what they're saying. Well, it's too expensive to put them in jail, and they've already let hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them out that were in there for rapes and incest and all this different stuff.
Organ harvesting.
They got they got the jab. Okay, we talked about this right after all that was going on, that they were giving early releases for prisoners that would get the shot. So I don't want the rest of my country to be this way. Okay. I don't want this type of ridiculous, stupid people running my country. I just don't want rules like this in any state where any child is at, okay, or any person that's going to be trafficked. Because this state, the people in charge, I'm not saying the people that have to live there because they have a house that they've been paying for 30 years, okay, and the economy's so shit they can't even sell it. They can't go anywhere else because they don't have any means to do that. They're stuck. Okay, like a lot of people in some of these states that are this bad. But the fact that California is one of the highest ones that hands over our tax dollars to illegal citizens that just swam in or ran in or bust in or flew in or however, or ride a horse or a motorcycle, or they're just coming over the border and they're standing there with their hand out, and California's just doling it out like it grows on trees. You know why? Because we bailed them out all the time. We bailed them out for all those bad businesses under Obama because they're too big to fail. You know, all that shit. And just think about it. We're going to do it again. If Trump wins, I don't think we will. Okay. But if anyone else wins, we're going to bail them out again. We're going to probably bail out Oregon, New York, Washington State, all the other states that just keep doing this and have sanctuary cities and all that. I can't believe people are still want to vote for these people. The only people that would vote for this kind of stuff, in my opinion, is a person that hurts kids, rapes people, is a thief, a drug addict, or a person that's getting all this money for nothing. These people walking over the border. So why do you think they just passed this thing?
People?
Well, there was one guy.
How can anybody be uninformed anymore?
No, but recently they.
If you don't listen to the news or people like us,
you had one guy. You had one guy who, raped a kid, and then they basically let him go because he didn't know it was against the law. That's stupid. Ignorance of the law is not. That's how it works. That's not how this works. Especially, I didn't know that the speed limit was 60 miles an hour. And
Congress just did that. They said that they're not going. They said they're not going to prosecute an illegal citizen that gets caught voting, especially if they say they didn't know it was illegal for them to vote. Did you hear that? That passed.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so they're setting it up so that all these states that have made sanctuary cities and stuff like that can have droves of people show up at the polls and vote, and then no one asks them about their IDs or whatever, or whether they're a citizen or not, and hand them the votes, and then they say, how do we know how many there were? And we can't take those votes away. We don't know who they voted for. See, that's another way for them to get away with cheating. But this was something I brought up this morning on a space when I found out about them voting to do that. So what if every state makes it mandatory that any person that comes in to vote, they have to ask them, when they ask them their name, they have to say, what's your name? And are you a legal citizen?
Right.
So if the person isn't legal and they try to vote and you find out that they're illegal, you can arrest them for that because they were asked if they're a legal citizen, because you can't vote if you're not. And if they say yes and they know they are not, then they're breaking the law. So we need to make that mandatory in every single state, at every single polling station, that you ask every single person, I don't care if they look white or where they came from, because they could have came over one of the borders and they could be from any country. We have to ask every single person that votes, are you a legal citizen? And if I go in there to vote and they say, are you a legal citizen? I can say, yes, I am. And I won't take that as it's terrible for them to ask me that question. Or do you have ID? I'll say, yes, I do. And I'd hand it to them. I'm not going to take it as a bad question because they asked me if I had ID. I'm going to look at it as they're trying to make sure that our elections are as secure as possible. And that's what every person should be saying. I don't care if you're an independent, a Democrat, or a conservative, Republican, or whatever. You should want fair elections. You should want every person's vote to matter. And it will. If they're a legal citizen, they should have a right to vote and make sure their vote counts. So that's one thing that I wanted to talk about, because I thought that that was ridiculous when I heard some of this shit. I was shocked by it. Especially all this stuff that's coming out. Now we got to keep an eye on it, because I think it's like she said it was like the end of next week. They're supposed to make rulings on some of the things about whether or not it's going to be tabled or not, or set aside, which is probably how convenient. They just kick the can down the road for the next person to deal with, all while people are being assaulted. Same reason I say over and over again, why haven't we seen the list yet? The client list. Okay, we still haven't seen it. Nobody's seen it. Even the girls that were assaulted that testified in court haven't been able to say, this is who did it. Why? Who are these people? They must be really high on this food chain to have all those names sealed. I mean, it must be royalty.
Well, that's what I think Trump getting in will change. Well, that's why everyone's saying.
And that's another thing. People were saying, Trump rode on this plane. He was one of the guys. I can tell you right now, with them trying to kill him, trying to put him in prison, all this stuff. If they had one shred of evidence against him, it would already be out. Okay, right. His name would be released. Any conservative or any person they felt threatened by that was on that list, they'd be out already. Their name would have already been released, pictures, whatever they had, it would have been all over, plastered all over the news, and it hasn't been. So, and when they arrest people for any of these crimes for hurting kids, I don't hear any of my friends say, "Oh my God, it was a Republican." I don't ever see that, because I don't give a shit. I don't care who they are. I want them arrested. I don't give a crap who they are. They deserve to be arrested and prosecuted if they're breaking the law, period. Whether it's a driving ticket, drinking and driving, hurting kids, beating their wife, whatever it is, they should get arrested and punished just like I would if I did it, because they're no better than any other person. Okay, and they deserve to be punished if they're breaking the law. So I'm adamant about that. I believe every person should be prosecuted that is breaking the law, period. If they're caught and they have evidence, they need to go to court. And I don't want them to go before a judge that's going to say, oh, well, you raped that kid, but you had a bad childhood, so, oh, well, time served. It's that bullshit. It's disgusting, and I'm sick of it, because a child or any person that's been abused or injured or shot and killed, like this young dad who tried to save his wife and 2 daughters, the guy's dead, but they deserve to find out the truth about how this person got in there. How did this person get in there with all that ammo, supposedly a detonator. We haven't heard anything about any of that stuff yet. The only reason we even know about the detonator and some of the stuff is because of the released information from 3 or 4 different people. And that's it. That's the only ones that I've seen that's willing to put the facts out for us to see it. Let's see. What was the other one I wanted to share? I think I got one more thing that I wanted to share with everybody. And it's this one, I think. Let me see. Let me open it. Yeah. Okay. Gunther Eagleman posted this on his timeline. Tell me again, our mainstream media is not corrupt. Same dude, 1 year apart. So I'm going to play this. Somebody can hear it. This is 2023 and this is 2024. It's the same guy. So you ready? Here we go.
It was back in 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, that the president put Vice President Kamala Harris in playing a critical role in terms of trying to stop the flow of migrants across the border. I mean, she was more than 2 years ago. She got this responsibility. No, she's not actually. She wasn't the borders. It was back in 2 years ago, more than
that. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
He said all this, and then he said, "No, she wasn't the border czar."
Yeah.
See, they're so easily swayed. Why? See,
it's because they're Democratic agents. I mean, yeah, they may not be getting paid to do. Well, they are getting paid to do it, just not by the government. But they want to get down on their knees and suck the dick of the government.
They're being paid. They are being paid by the government. That's the point.
There's something's happening, and
if we can prove that, then they can actually be fired for being government agents instead of
Operation Monkey.
Well, they have to have a boss. They have to have a boss that wants to fire them. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's funny how there's no. You got Laura Loomer and you got Lara. I can't remember.
Laura Logan, Cheryl.
Yeah, Laura Logan. Now she would do it. Oh, she's added lots of people. She said lots of things, but look at it. She can't get on mainstream media. They don't want people like her because she tells the truth, right? So just like what Bruce was saying earlier, the more they try to pretend it didn't happen or ignore the problem, the more you have to be looking at that problem that they're trying to ignore, because there's something big there. If they're totally pretending, like putting their hand up, pretending like it's not over there, that means look over there, because something big's going on. And I don't trust any of these people at all. That's why I don't watch the news. I don't trust any of them. Even if they came out and said that, that Trump won, I still wouldn't believe them. I'd wait until I hear from somebody else to say that Trump won the election, because I don't trust these people. I don't trust anything they say. And it's sad, but they've proven to me they can't be trusted. So, I tend to try to get my information from people that I've gotten constant truth from before I make decisions, because I know who I can trust. It's just like if you keep going to the same guy and every time you buy this food from him, you get sick and you throw up and you have diarrhea. How many times are you going to keep going back before you say, I'm not eating his food? He's not washing his dishes. He's not putting his food away or something, because it's making me sick every time I go there. Well, guess what? One time is all it takes for me. If I go there and I get really sick afterward, I don't trust that restaurant anymore, because everybody that was in that party with me were all sick. I'm not going back, because there's something not right with that restaurant. So it's the same thing with anything. When you get information, if you're constantly getting false information, why would you keep going to them and try to get truth from them? Because they're not going to give it to you. So
there's only one real way to fix the problems that we have. It's just that nobody's actually willing to talk about it. It's because it is extreme and whatnot. And it's basically Thanos has a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of these people.
These people have presented themselves as direct harm, or as people who have directly harmed the public of the United States of America. These people have no remorse. They have no intention of changing their ways. They are habitual criminals in a way that is always constantly harming the United States. there is only one way to deal with domestic terrorism at this point. And yes, I say domestic terrorism because these reporters who are basically pulling all of this shit saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that because we're protected by this or that. It's like, you want to fucking bet when you are endangering the United States because of your false rhetoric, you are a threat to the United States. You are therefore, well, sorry, less important to me than Christ to an atheist. And your life is also less important to me than Christ to an atheist, because you have proven that you are against life when it comes to the betterment of this country.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, nobody's willing to fucking entertain this notion because it involves killing people. Well, I'm sorry, but some people are freaking doing real evil. And the only way to get rid of evil is to freaking vanquish it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you vanquish a human? Very simple. You end their life. Now, folks, I am not going out and say start killing people. No, I am not. I will clarify that because it's it's kind of needed to clarify. But I am simply saying everybody fucking is complaining about all this shit, yet they're not willing to do any real shit about it. Now, again, I'm not saying people need to go out and start killing people, but people really need to start having these serious conversations and maybe scaring the fucking hell out of other people. Be like, well, considering that you are, or I mean, honestly, I would say that to a fucking journalist like Joy Reid or whoever. It'd be like, you know, the way that you guys continue to flip-flop and present yourselves as absolute fucking scum who have no interest in doing anything kind or decent in this country, simply because you all like to suck the dick of the court or suck the dick of the government, and you basically get on your knees and whack the willy of President Biden. And also you like to flick the bean of Kamala Harris. So you guys have absolutely no interest in doing any sort of decency or good for this country. Then maybe you either need to A, get the fuck out, or B, get the fuck lost of life itself. Because honestly, you are a waste of humanity. You are a waste of space. You're a waste of fucking oxygen. You know how you're all saying that climate change is killing the planet? Do yourself a favor and get the fuck lost.
Mm-hmm.
You'll save the planet a few hundred years with one life.
But it's already after 11. So I've got one more thing I want to share with everybody, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, and Ruben is really tired too. But I want to share one thing. It's some good news I got today, because I posted a picture and I added some music to it that I thought was very important to share on my Instagram. And I want to present it real quick so everybody can see it on the screen. I shared it on the in our shit show chat, but I'm going to share it on screen because I want everybody to see it. I want you to see how many views I had on it. This was earlier today because my phone kept going beep, 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 making noises because I was getting all these notifications. But on my Instagram, I posted this because you guys, you've seen this billboard before, right?
I saw that.
Camilla has been on more wieners than Heinz ketchup. I thought it was funny. It was a billboard. And so I shared it on my Instagram, and I've gotten over 19,000 views on it. But I've gotten a lot of shares, 949 shares, and over 1,300 likes and 130 comments. Now, this was earlier today, so when I did this, but I just wanted everybody to see it. So, I guess these apps aren't as liberal as we thought, because even on TikTok, I've gotten quite a few views on some of the things that are lean more towards conservatism. So I don't know. I was just really surprised that that I got so many views really fast like that on my Instagram. But I want to say thank you to everybody that showed up tonight. And I don't normally spend this much time talking about stuff like, like the assassination attempt. But with Corey's wife and daughters doing that interview, and then some of these released videos and stuff. I just thought it would be a good topic tonight because a lot of people don't understand some of the stuff that's been going on around it because the news is not talking about it, as you know. So if I have something that I think you can watch yourself and make your own judgment from the actual video that came straight from the scene, basically, I feel more comfortable sharing stuff like that than other people's point of view about how many guns were used and where they were standing when they did it. We don't have any of that. We don't have any proof yet that anyone has shared with us. So if we do find that, or we do start getting stuff like that, I will definitely share it once it's proven that that's what happened. But I just want everybody to remember to protect your homes, protect your families, be home, take care of your stuff. Don't go off in a car and go to the Capitol and do anything if you think you can make a difference or whatever. Just take care of your families and just keep being a good American until we know what's going on. Until we find out where we're going or what we need to be doing, we need to just stay on course and take care of ourselves and take care of our families. Keep going to work and doing whatever you got to do and take care of ourselves. But do you guys have anything you guys like to say before we say goodnight?
Yeah. I got my shit going on Sunday for the weekly recap. Tuesday or Monday night rants are at 9 p.m. on my channel. Tuesday theme streams. I got Sylvester Stallone coming up for the badassery of August and badass actors. Wednesday will be on Jade Shadow's channel talking Kill Bill Volume 1. Thursday will be G.I. Jane exclusively on X at 8:30 p.m. on my profile. And then Friday night is Orange Hat Uncensored for shit which is also the shit show. So yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say, Ruben? You have anything you'd like to say? I think he's.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, just I'm getting out of the hospital tomorrow, supposedly, and I'm stable now. Just going through my issue because I have this. Because everyone knows what I have. I have something called myasthenia gravis. It is a autoimmune condition. It's like MS, except it's it's more muscle than nerve, so the muscles get out of whack sometimes. But if it happens, then I have to sleep. Like right now, I need to go sleep. I need to rest. And today, because I basically have been, what it caused is exactly. Now I know what happened. So essentially, what happened is that I had my arteries and the nerves around the arteries, the nerve that's called the myelin sheath, is deteriorating over time. It started diagnosed in 2016, and I'm fighting it. And it basically caused the torquing, so that caused the blood pressure to go up to like 220 over 150 or crazy. And the resulting, right now it's somewhat stable but very weird. It's like 140 over 70 or 60, so it's a very, very big jump. But it's gone down to 110, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So I have a lot on my plate right now regarding, I'm still, I'm here now in this rehab center. I've been here now for 3 weeks after being in the hospital for, I was all of July, the end of July, all of August I've been in the hospital. So it's just, I just want to live my life. I want to be normal. So, and then, just want to get rid of everything, just do something. So I'm just going to concentrate on this, but I'm still going to lose the weight, fight, because again, it's very important. America is very important to me. Everything's important. Got to fight. I'm not giving up on this, and you don't too. Just keep on fighting, and that's what I'm going to be doing. More things on X, more things on YouTube. But right now, it's sporadic because I'm just concentrating on the health issue and just want to get through that. So, but again, thank you everybody who's out there. Continue to fight. Continue to follow me on X. I'm putting a lot of things out there because X and Rumble, you can see what needs to be said. You can't do it here. I'm just sick and tired of that because we have to speak up. The Convention of States has to happen. We have to look at the Constitution, and we have to just basically, I want to establish something like the 10th Amendment, so important, of the Constitution. All other laws go to the states. It's so important. We've screwed that up so bad because out of convenience. And the truth is, folks, and I take this from Orange Hat's point of view, we did this to ourselves. It's V for Vendetta. If you want to know who to blame, look at yourself. People over the pandemic, basically got jabbed to go out and do things, to go on trips, or they were paid, hey, hamburger and fries. They already know it's carrot stick, they wanted this poison you. So just don't do it. I'm not doing it. And here, they have somebody who has COVID next to me here. I got 3 people around me. I've been here 3 weeks. I've not had one sniff because I'm not an idiot. I'm weaker, but I'm not an idiot. I don't get no snow cold, and I have no I'm not sick because I'm going to fight this back. So I want you to do the same thing. Fight for your life. Fight for everything. Follow me on X. Follow it down here. I'm going to put more videos, but just haven't been doing it because I've just been getting better. But again, this a lot of going on. Next week. I'll be back at the house. I'll be doing more things here, and just keep on fighting. Keep on fighting.
Thank you very much, and just keep one day at a time, Ruben. Yep. You'll get better.
Yeah.
But, for me, tomorrow I'll be playing live. We'll be playing our Pathfinder game with Bruce and the rest of our team for our quest, and then Sunday. We're inviting everybody to come to Bruce's Discord, and we're going to watch the movie Jaws, the original Jaws, and then we're going to review it afterward. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good movie. I told them I wanted to watch it this summer because it's a summer movie. I think everybody, especially with all the shark attacks and everything that's been happening, it's going to be fun to get to review that. And then hopefully we'll see you again next week. Everybody doing whatever it is they want to do, having a good time. But over on X, I did a music video thing this morning, earlier today, playing a bunch of music videos and talking about different songs and stuff, just music that I like, basically. And if you want to see it, I have it on my timeline over there. Or if you just want me to send it to you, send me a DM and I'll DM it to you so you can watch the music, because I don't do it over here because I don't want to get in trouble. But on X, I'm allowed to show music videos and stuff and talk about them. But hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. Spend some time relaxing, getting in the sun, and hanging out with your family. Enjoy being outdoors and stay hydrated, and play games or whatever. Just try to get some relaxation in this weekend and enjoy it. But I just want to say thank you again. And I guess we'll talk to you guys later. And I'm going to close out with my wonderful Trump video. So you guys have a wonderful weekend.
Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! ! At real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever? Never got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
A new world order. These allegations are false. Weapons of mass destruction. The USA Patriot. The blueprint for large corporations.
We once were, we are no longer a Christian nation.
Donald Trump confirmed that he is considering a run in 2016.
Do it.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
He will never be President of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected President of the United States.
People are watching these results come in.
We are going to make this decision now. Donald Trump will be the 45th President of the United States.
Does it ever
ever seem to you that President Trump has done more than any president in modern history?
And in the 10 years I've been involved in politics, I've never seen an administration hit the ground running like this.
I could spend the rest of the hour laying out the accomplishments under the Trump presidency, despite everything thrown at him.
Market just had its 12th straight record close.
Taking action to save as many kids as they can.
We were energy independent under the Trump administration.
More Americans reported being employed than ever.
Helping those who have served our country in the military to get access to mental health care.
The Great American Outdoors Act is the largest single piece of legislation to support our national parks and public land.
Created more than 7 million good-paying jobs.
Websites can be held liable in court for having sex trafficking content.
The Abraham Accords, which for any other president would have been multiple peace prizes.
America did not enter into a foreign war.
The unemployment rate in the U.S. fell to 3.5%.
The First Step Act eases federal sentencing for nonviolent offenders.
Increased funding for historically black colleges and universities.
Allows terminally ill patients easier access to experimental drugs.
Kept the inflation rate low.
Honored with the Bipartisan Justice Award.
Had a massive MS-13 gang problem. 3.9% is the unemployment rate. Requiring airports to provide lactation rooms for breastfeeding mothers.
Middle class family income increased nearly $6,000.
A dramatic escalation in his crackdown on illegal immigration.
An advocate for educational choice.
Tariffs on Mexico and Canada.
An act preventing animal cruelty and torture.
Taking out Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, Soleimani, the Iranian general.
Save Our Seas Act commitment to environmental issues.
We're saying Merry Christmas again.
Community development in low-income urban and rural communities.
Help us to remember the importance of fighting off tyranny.
Pulling out of UNESCO, the World Health Organization, the Paris Climate Accords, reassessing NATO and the United Nations.
Stood up for Christianity and the Constitution more than any president in American modern history.
We are stopping the attacks on Judeo-Christian values. Do you miss me yet?